Hi, YouTube. It didn't come on right away. Anyway, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, not too bad. I lost a subscriber. Seems like nobody really wants to talk about biochemical warfare that's been in our bodies since birth. But my topic today is how to guard against the dark arts. Um, the first number one thing is if you have integrity and honor and you're not a liar, if you're an honest person, you're already above the norm from other people. That gives you a layer of protection that most people aren't going to have. So protecting yourself, the number one thing that's going to keep you safe is honesty. um One of the tricks I learned for myself a long time ago. Okay, so you're a good person, right? Hopefully you are. And then when some odd thought comes into your mind, at that point you have that choice whether or not to adapt and adopt that into your personality, to accept it or not to accept it. Like if you're a little kid and somebody kicks you and you have that thought of doing something back to them. This is just an example. This is a physical thing, but I mean, you still have the decision whether or not to act or react on that. I've had covens and groups of masters and witches and different sorcerers and different things come against me, and they always fail. First off, I feel them planning. It's a feeling I get when they're doing things to try and do things to me. I feel it ahead of time. I've gotten so sensitive to what's in the ethereal that they can't really hide that from me. So I always know it's going to be something, no matter what it is on that. So, and you can think, well, left brain, right brain, type of thing. When you get a bad thought coming into your mind, try and locate where that came from. It might be in the middle. It might be coming, it's normally from the right side or even from the back end. This is skull, mind skull technology that some masters actually they use that craft against us. Some people do it naturally. Like you meet somebody and they're just like their words and actions are guided by the dark force. And it's like a narcissist. They all say the same thing. Did you ever notice that? It's like a narcissist playbook or handbook that they've got. So, but what I'm saying is absolutely true. And I wish more people were interested in these organisms that are in our bodies that control us, because this is how it's done. And it's really important to recognize our own bodies and what's going on inside there and how to combat that for ourselves. And being a righteous person is the first protection. That's your first layer of protection. If you don't have that for yourself, you're unprotected, you're unguarded, you're on that lower vibration that you don't want to be on. Or maybe you do, I don't know. I don't know you, so maybe you, oops, I don't want to spill my coffee. Just a minute. So I thought I'd talk a little more about it today, regardless of who's going to listen or who isn't. Even with my grandchildren, they know they've been attacked. Um, I think they're a little wiser than a lot of other people their age because of what they've been through, because of what I've been through and what's in their blood. I think that kind of gives them a upper hand on the goings on in this world. But the connection between the spiritual and the physical um, is it's extreme, you know. But you wouldn't believe the amount of people that have tried to come against me, and I put myself out there in different areas in this world to combat them because they can't win against me. They just think they can, and then they find out they can't. So, and I've been doing this all my life. This is not anything new. And you might not think it's a very big deal. It's a huge deal. If you can come up against the greatest masterminds and back them in the corner with pure truth and honesty, that's a big deal, you know? So I wish they'd let us know who unsubscribed from us, you know? I know my language isn't always the prettiest, but I'm not here to impress anybody unless you get a kick out of my temperament. Then I'm here to impress you because you probably have not just the language, and that isn't what it that I'm not out here to just be a crass human being and to hurt people. That's not it at all. But the old saying, fighting fire with fire. Yeah, I got my own. These bullies out there that think they can do and say anything to anybody, um, they find out they can't. You know, that's that's what I do, you know. So I'm just sharing a little bit of my time with you today. Don't I mean, I have things I want to do, but I'll get them done later. I've already done my exercises and fed my outdoor kitties and a few other things around here. So taking a break. So anyway, um, do you and then with all the other things that they're developing, some of you may not know. When I was 12, I found these vials. There was 3 cases of vials in this hidden area under the stairs of the Masonic Blue Lodge that I grew up around in. And boy, did I get in trouble. But there was like anthrax, polio, um, H1N1, everything that wasn't even out in the public, like AIDS or whatever at that time, were in these little vials. One was in this wooden box about yay big, about this deep, and it had like little compartments, velvet lined, for these little vials of stuff. Vial is right. And the other two were metal with the same type of little vials in there. And I didn't shut the door the right way when I went out of there. It was a piece of paneling, and I got in trouble for it. And the next thing I know, I had to ride along, but we ended up taking them to this place called Anoka, Minnesota, that had a Grand Lodge there. And that Grand Master, he was looking at me with the biggest hatred, and my dad was pissed too. They were trying to intimidate me from being so snoopy. They were trying to stop me. In the meantime, I'm still when my dad's gone, taking his Masonic Blue Book, the Strong's Concordance, the King James, and the Webster Dictionary, and learning the codes that were in there for what they were trying to do for the people, to the people, all the agendas that they were gonna put out in increments, including the wars that are staged and these different things that they were going to do to instill fear and sickness and different things within people. And so I was learning all this. And I didn't stop. Then they started teaching me when I was about 15 because they couldn't eliminate me. And they tried. They tried so many things, poisons, different rituals, different things they put me through, um, trauma. I mean, big time humiliating things that these people have tried to put me through that never works. Wonder why that is. I mean, groups of people coming against me that couldn't take me down, you know? And you might think, well, it's heavenly protection. No, a lot of it was my own mind thinking what to do next and thinking like a scientist instead of a victim, you know? Sometimes it's within our own selves the answer to what we need. It's like somebody I know right now that is susceptible to the dark force because he's being dishonest. And the more he has that dishonesty, the more his guard is worn down. And pretty soon they're going to eat him alive if he doesn't stop doing what he's doing. That type of thing that I was able to guard myself because I started knowing this at a very young age. You know, everything I just said to you is true. you know, so um, yeah. Needless to say, or maybe I should say it, they're afraid of me, and you should be afraid of me because you don't know what I'm going to say or do or what I actually do know. And guess what? I know all of it. I know more than you do. You can look it up in your books. I'm living it. It's my life. You don't have to read to me about my life. I'm fully aware of it. For one person in particular that thinks that they're pulling up something that I actually am not aware of. Thanks anyway. I mean, other people aren't, so it's good, but you're not teaching me lessons. Not when it comes to any kind of science in humanness, inner humanness, and even technology, whether it be electronical or mechanical in a sense. I'm pretty um pretty aware, you know. And yeah, I've had friends that were MIT and different people in life. Even had an offer to go there, but I didn't want to at that time in my life move to the East Coast at all. That didn't appeal to me at all. So I didn't work towards that academically because that wasn't where my heart was. Um, I wanted to be able to do and go wherever I wanted to go without any strings attached to anybody or anything. And I did that for a long time, you know. Oh, but yeah. And then I almost went in the service. Some of you might know I took the test twice. It didn't work out, but I did rank on there as officer material because of my abilities that I tested out on, you know. So you're not looking at somebody that's uneducated. you know. I might not be educated in, like, if you are a master of a language or something, you know, if that's what you do. It might be a language I'm not aware of that well, or that I'm just learning, you know. So, like, I learned a little bit of Latin. I can kind of hang in there, and I took 2 years of Spanish, and I learned German, the Southern dialect. Um, so I kind of French is so hard for me. I don't know why. Still to this day. And I had French speaking friends that were trying to help me. Well, they weren't really friends, acquaintances. Yeah. What they were is what I call Illuminati babies. Um, well, I was one too, but I ran away, so that doesn't count. They're still there. I'm not, you know. So, anyway, when it comes to the Illuminati, people think you're trying to scare me by threatening me. Not only am I brazen, I'm fearless. What else you got? There's nothing you can cast towards me that's going to stick. It's going to hurt you. I control that matter for myself. You don't. It's not natural to you. You have to do hocus pocus and rituals. I live it. It comes honestly. I don't have to sacrifice or bow to anybody to have abilities. You do. You're chained to a master. And you say you're free? No, you're not. You're bound within your ritualistic sacrifices. Oh, how demeaning not to be a free spirit, right? Hey, whatever. I get laughed at, I'm laughing back. Let's just all laugh. It's a laffy taffy Wednesday, isn't it? Well, anyway, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about some of my experiences, what I've been through, and why none of your bullshit's gonna work on me. There's one channel that really needs to change the name of their channel, should be Satan and Son, like Sanford and Son, you know, and you know who I'm talking about, because you don't have the right to wear a name of a woman that you don't even know anything about. You're just speculating on what somebody wrote, not even the facts. So anyway, yeah, that's my suggestion. Get get that name off there before it bites you in your ass, 'cause it's coming. Every time I see it, it's coming closer and closer every day. Excuse me. Yeah. Let's see, what else did I want to address? Well, really, my disappointment in people not talking more. Well, I did see Jay from Woodward TV had yesterday. I had shared that their microbiology and cell division with fake meats and how it acts like a cancer cell within us and that type of thing. I had read about a few years back here, but he did a really great breakdown on the whole thing for people. Even if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, I would suggest watching that video from yesterday on Woodward TV. on the fake meat thing because it's going to impact everybody in ways that you don't want. You don't want this at all. Nothing fake like that. And maybe some of you are like we've done. I mean, to even find like a nacho chip without any bio, um, what's it called? It's called, oh, just a minute. I'm sure you probably know. Um, Not just the GMOs, but there's, enhanced hybrid stuff. Some of it, like Blaze Corporation, has actual fetal cells in it. I made a video. I had went to this, I think it's called Syntact Corporation, and there's a whole list of companies like the Kraft Corporation, surprise, surprise, Kraft, which Kraft, like, no big deal though, you know, and Doritos, and so Lay's company and Kraft, Nabisco, Nestle, um, Coke and Pepsi or PepsiCo. There's a whole list of different things that are out in the market with aborted baby fetal cells in it. Yummy, right? Why is that they're making people into cannibals? Think there's any reason to lower your vibration so you're not in touch with the true essence of who you are? That's what's going on. It really is. It's important. You need to know about these things to keep yourself safe and the future generations. So it's really disappointing for me that nobody even cares to really talk about it on a large scale. There's just a few people here, few people there. They touch on it and then it seems to go away when it's a major deal, and they keep doing more of it all the time and they're getting away with it. Our Food and Drug Administration should be putting the firing line. That's my opinion. If you're going to be, it's just beyond treason. This is beyond attempted murder. This is DNA altering, you know? And frequency. Talk about a personal invasion. Don't you have animosity towards a dark force coming in your space? I do. I hunt it down and put the kibosh on it. They may not think I do, but by the time I'm done, I've succeeded. And you won't be the first, and you will not be the last. So, yeah, it's hard to do things that need to be done for human beings when nobody wants to help, you know. If I played the part more and acted like some ditz, you know, then I would be able to impart my knowledge on more people. Or would I? Probably not. The truth of the matter is the dark cabal is keeping me shadow banned. There's no reason other people my age aren't seeing my videos, even not even just the younger people or older people, but people in general, you know. It's not that I don't have a knowledge base or over 2,000 videos packed full of information to help people. like recognizing where those thoughts come from. Could be somebody you're sitting next to, it could be somebody you don't even know, but it is a person. It isn't in just the air or in our blood. It's actual crafts that people use against us. And recognizing that when it's coming in, pinpointing how it gets in and closing that door. It's so important. That's how you guard yourself from all this, you know. If you're strong enough, you can send it back. I mean, it gets back to them anyway, but you can send it immediately back. It's not magic. It's using that ethereal in combination with the matter. And it's a natural art. It's not a craft. That's where they fail. If you're doing it right, it works for your benefit and you don't have to sacrifice for it. You're stronger just by yourself against the whole world. So, well, that's probably about it for today. I just wanted to talk a little more about that. If you think it's important, if you think anything that I just told you is of any value, well, give it a like or maybe share it. I don't know why you wouldn't, but you must have some either prideful or nefarious reason. But I will get to the bottom of it all, and this will end because I know I'm a likable person. I've been out in this world enough to know that it's only the people that are trying to hide something, that have a guilty conscience, or that are um, dishonest in some respect, the shame you carry. So, yeah, anyway, so I'm going to get this uploaded and I appreciate you joining me. Have a really good night or day. No pressure. Just carry on, not giving about what I can actually talk about with people if I were to be able to get out there and actually do that. But most people just want to take what I've got and make it their own. And it's not free. I'm not happy. And you're not going to get away with it. So, if you're one of them, you can think you're having a good day, but I'm going to make sure you don't. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at, for real, man or woman.